live recording this right now. It is Wednesday, December 3rd. Dylan is here. Shockingly, Connor's here. Bryce Young has a good week, and Connor actually shows up to the podcast. Bryce Young goes out and beats the best team in the NFL, even though we're starting college football right now. Connor actually shows up. What a shocker, Dylan. What a shock.
Connor, it's nice to meet you. I'm Dylan. I'm the resident Michigan fan. We're glad to have you on the show.
Oh,
it's funny you're saying that.
He's seen you before.
I've seen you on TikTok. You're the kid that said Texas wouldn't score 10 points last year. No, I've actually been defending. There's a couple block M's on my neighborhood street, and there's been some Ohio State fans around. So I've actually been defending those M's. You know, Brutus coming around trying to shovel snow and plant some flags. So I've been doing public work. Don't worry.
Yeah, brutal. Classless. We touched on it, but classless stuff by Brutus.
People
funny,
were pissed
funny
at
stuff.
that one. that was the perfect
People.
response.
I have my cousin. So I've inside KarterKast. One of my cousins, huge Ohio State fan, was really big on the Michigan cheating. You guys only won because you cheated. Like crazy Ohio State fan, dumb Ohio State fan. I would even go as far as to say that. And he is in the comments on Instagram, like outing me as an Ohio State grad.
Oh,
and,
no.
And I'm like, if you watch this show, I've been very vocal about the fact that I've graduated from Ohio State, and I'm a very staunch Michigan fan. I wore Michigan socks to graduation. So we have family rifts going on right now. There's no guarantee how family Christmas is going to go, but very quick to throw me under the bus.
That's
blood.
brutal.
I thought blood was thicker than that. Apparently not.
You reach a certain point where he's trying to cloud chase is what it sounds like. It's like, hey, I know this guy personally. And he went to Ohio State.
That's a great
good point.
Are we at the point to where people are clout chasing
Yeah.
by putting us down? He's the type of guy that I told, like the NCAA president said the 2023 national championship was legitimate. It was justified, and he said that it's a conspiracy. That the president only said that because they sanctioned the event and they don't want to risk the integrity of it. And at that point, those are the same guys saying that the Donald Trump shooting was staged. That's what you're dealing with here.
Yeah, and like Carolina, the University of North Carolina started COVID. Those are the kind of people you're dealing with right there.
Yeah. So, shout out Mitch. You got your 5 seconds of fame.
This is the end goal. This is what he wanted.
Well, there's no shot he watches this if he's in the comments outing me as a Buckeye.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. Anyhow, we got a lot to get to today, fellas, so that's enough Inside KarterKast. Real quick, let's start off. Hey, Dylan, you like my sources?
I'm actually looking at texts. You were pretty staunch
I was
about
giving live
a
updates.
certain coach going to Penn State at one point.
The whole deal is he handshake. Kalani Sitake had a handshake agreement, verbally agreed to go to Penn State. What didn't put pen to paper? BYU swooped in and gave him a bunch of money. I'm just saying, look, if you're looking at the college football playoff, I mean, BYU, Ole Miss, one coach gone, not a big enough school to retain their coach. Meanwhile, BYU, their coach is like, hey, could have gone to Penn State, could have gotten $11.5 million a year, picked his coaching staff, the whole 9 yards. And BYU's able to retain him. I think BYU's a bigger school than Penn State and Ole Miss at this point.
Well, surely both of those coaches you're talking about played for the university and are members of the churches that are affiliated with that. Like, surely there's ties for both of those coaches to those universities, right?
Well, there's just, one of them isn't money hungry, looking for greed
Are we going to sit here and compare Lane Kiffin to I'll go on record. Sitake is a better person than Lane Kiffin. I would have said that years ago. Yeah,
but Sitake's not in yoga class.
Let's throw in Hugh Freeze too. He's better than Hugh Freeze as well.
He could have gotten $2 million more a year if he would have gone to Penn State.
Brian Kelly, I'll say he's better than Brian Kelly too. You just want to keep going down the list?
I'd say he's the best coach in college football.
Well,
best guy.
There were some Penn State message boards that were not too thrilled with the news that they were going to be getting this guy.
Well, that's message boards. That's the dumbest people on the planet.
Well, I'm just saying, where else would you go to get a better litmus test for a school's fan base than their message boards?
Penn State could be given whoever they wanted. Brian Hartline's it's him or Jeff Brom at this point. That's the funniest part. Are you gonna be happy with them? No.
You're not happy with Hartline?
No. No head coaching experience, and then you get rid of a guy that was a basically almost a lock for years to go 10-2 and probably get you to the college football playoff outside of this year. Like, clearly that's going to be a drop-off.
Flip side, Brian Hartline, a guy that has helped run some of the best offenses in college football over the course of the last, 6 years? However long he's been there. Maybe it's some offensive revitalization for the Nittany Lions. That's the one place they've struggled is offense. I think that you could get excited for a Hartline hire if you're a Penn State fan.
Yeah, this defense wasn't all that special this year.
That's true.
Did you guys see this? Sorry, audio listeners. It's this meme of like the big soldier and like the little soldier, and it says historically strong college football program looking for a new coach. It's like the little baby soldier in the bottom, and then the huge big monster is the Mormon Church and their $600 billion in assets.
Now, here's a question: deep theology minute. If we're throwing out, how much was the new contract
For that Sitake signed with BYU?
Yes. Is it revealed yet?
Reportedly $9.5 million a year, and then donors are putting up between 10 to 15 extra in NIL on top of rev share.
That's like I think you said in the text, that's up there with the top in college football, isn't it?
Yeah, Day makes like 10 or 11.
The whole deal was you got to get. They wanted to be on the same level playing field as Texas Tech. They want to be at the same, spending the same amount as Texas Tech. That's the whole deal.
Okay, all right.
It worked for them. The whole roster revamp.
Me personally, I'm up about $1,000 just trading yes and no on if he's going to be the coach or not. So hey,
You're going to get blacklisted. You better be careful. Insider info.
No, Cauchy, they don't care. They want you to. They want you to if you have insider information.
This sounds like insider stock trading. Was it Nancy Pelosi, Dylan Wilkerson meeting afterwards?
We need to get that meme. Where's Jack? Get on it. The two hands. Nancy Pelosi, Dylan Wilkerson, insider trading.
The problem is you're trading 27 cents a share. She's trading a little more than that.
Yeah. My $1,000, $800 does nothing.
BYU, man. What a powerhouse.
Now, can I say something on a nice BYU note? Your Penn State comment, I understand what you're doing. You're trying to be funny or whatever. BYU is not a better or bigger program than Penn State. But
yeah, I mean, clearly you'd rather be at BYU than Penn State. You're taking less money to stay at BYU. Now, it'd be different if it was, BYU offered this exact same amount and you're going to Penn State, but taking $2 million less to stay at BYU,
you're starting to diminish the point that I want to make is about loyalty, and I respect that from Sitake. Is there is an element of loyalty to some of this that I think gets lost in the mix. The Lane Kiffins of the world just go to whatever the hottest job is. This is a guy that played football at BYU, right?
Yeah, but you've told me forever that this Penn State job is the second best job in the Big Ten.
I would agree.
But
that goes to speak to the loyalty. That is the good thing that I'm praising about Sitake is a job like this opens up. They throw whatever amount of money, allegedly $2 million more than what your current school's offering you, and you stay. You make sure your people get paid. Carter. I'm being nice about BYU and their coach right now, and you're trying to come at me.
Yeah, but I'm just letting you know you're trying to refute the point that the BYU job isn't bigger than Penn State. Clearly, it is. We saw it.
No, it's
How
not.
Is it not?
The only reason he is staying there is because he is loyal to his program, which I respect. He's a member of the church. He played football there. I respect that about Sitake. That doesn't mean BYU is a better job. Very clearly it isn't. Penn State has a much more storied history, especially over the course of the past 5 or 6 years. Yeah, no, it does matter.
We've seen that.
I love his
If it mattered, then Curt Cignetti would be the head coach of Penn State right now.
Well, Curt Cignetti is another example,
the worst Power 4 program in all of college football history.
Could it also be that a guy like Sitake or even Curt Cignetti, maybe not so much Cignetti, BYU's the perfect place for Sitake? Would he have had a ton of success at Penn State? I think there's that serious question.
I want Carter to answer that, then I have another point to make.
Wait. Repeat that, Connor.
Like Sitake going to Penn State, there's no guarantee he was going to go there and crush it. I feel like BYU in the Big 12, not trying to diminish the Big 12 at all, because I'm an ACC guy, but in the Big 12, it's like, hey, you're going to compete in the Big 12 damn near every year, recruiting-wise. You've got the history there, played football there. I feel like that all goes away if you go to Penn State, and you're on a much more national, maybe higher stakes stage.
Yeah, but the issue is you're dealing with being in the Big 12, where we're seeing it right now. You can go 11-1, and it doesn't matter. You're not getting into the college football playoff.
That's true, but then they can just peddle the narrative of, we're getting screwed.
But 10-2 in the Big 10, I feel like I would rather be able to go 10-2 in the Big 10, to be honest.
Do you think he could have done that at Penn State?
I think so, with the amount of NIL money and everything. But
yeah.
I mean, James Franklin couldn't. So this year,
He made the playoffs last year. I want to refute the Curt Cignetti thing you said, because you're comparing apples to oranges. Curt Cignetti goes to Indiana last year when the Penn State job wasn't open and has what I would say great success. Like you said, one of the worst programs in college football history. They make the playoffs. They have the success, and now the job opens, and Curt Cignetti is mentally he's invested into the Indiana Hoosiers program.
That's the stupidest thing in the world.
He single-handedly turned Indiana
Sitake,
around,
though.
and now that's his program.
But Sitake has done that at BYU. 10-2 last year, and then 11-1 this year, and has a chance to go to the college football playoff and have a home game in the college football playoff. Like, what's the difference there?
The difference is Cignetti took it over last year and saw such a big jump from the last year without Cignetti to the first year with Cignetti. So you're saying that, Cignetti could have taken the Penn State job. No, they locked him up, and he wants to be there because of the success that he single-handedly instilled on year one.
That's exactly what Kalani's done. It's just been over a little bit longer of a stretch.
Not year one. and now Cignetti's bought into it. So
BYU was awful when he took over, and now he's turned them around into a top of the Big 12.
When did he take over?
2016.
Jeez, Zip! I was in high school. Karter, gosh, you got to at least lie about that, please.
This is only year 3 in the Big 12. He was independent forever.
Don't think you're comparing the same thing with Cignetti.
They maybe should have stayed independent. If they were independent, they'd be in the top 8 right now. So
no shot.
Yeah, no, they would be. That's what happens. You don't join a conference and you lose to the only 2 good teams you played, and you're in the top 8.
Apparently, USC should just be the hardest team in the country to play. That's what I'm being told about this college football playoff committee.
They're a good team.
Are they the toughest team to play in the country? Because everybody, Oregon's all of a sudden in the top 5 now because they beat the almighty USC. What are we doing here?
I'm with you.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills when I see Oregon just continuously moving up, and just like they haven't really done anything.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I agree with you on that. USC's pulling a lot of weight.
Like I can't believe I'm defending an SEC school here, but okay, just because A&M lost to Texas in the last game of the year, should that mean they drop below Oregon? Like when the actual college football playoff rankings come out, there is no world I think A&M should be below Oregon. Zero world.
No, I'm with you on that. Completely agree.
7 dropping to 7 seemed pretty steep. Very
steep.
Loss.
I thought it's crazy. And then, meanwhile, Ole Miss continuously moves up when Ole Miss doesn't have their head coach. And on top of it, also very funny that Charlie Weiss is coming back to call plays now. Hilarious. Like, you might as well just have Lane Kiffin come back at this point. Like, stop the charade. They just got nervous they were going to get bumped further down in the college football playoff. And they're like, actually, half of you can come coach, and, make sure we're okay.
You know what's funny is I think this is a good segue to this. I saw, shout out Chase, friend of the show. He retweeted something from Horn Sports, a Texas account, and it was like, pretty sweet deal Notre Dame has. You play 2 good teams, lose both, 1 win over a top 25 team. You play a bunch of trash ACC and G5 teams, then you get ranked ahead of Miami. Whatever. The point I want to make is all these fan bases that are kind of partnering up now to push some narrative where it's like Miami and BYU and Texas fans are all like, screw Notre Dame, and then people are teaming up to be like, screw Alabama. I love it. It really brings people together this time of year. You join forces with the opposing fan base.
I'm with Texas. Steve Sarkisian's 100% right with what he's saying. No. Let's add some context here. If you don't know what's going on and everything, Sarkisian's gone off and said there's literally no point of us having to playing Ohio State. Playing Ohio State hurt us going forward. I understand they lose to 4-8 Florida. They're 9-3. I don't think Texas should be in over these teams. I want that clear. But if they go out and they just whoop up on Stanford or some low-level ACC team instead of playing Ohio State, and they have that 10-2 record, even with the loss of Florida, with their other wins, especially Oklahoma neutral field, they're in the college football playoff. Sarkisian's right. He should be pissed off, and they are incentivizing him not to schedule that game.
And especially in the SEC, where conference play is a gauntlet no matter what, with how many SEC teams we see in the top 25, especially this year, I do agree with him with that point. Why would they schedule somebody like Ohio State? Because that removes their chance to have a slip-up against a tougher opponent later on.
Because you have a neutral win against Oklahoma, you beat Vanderbilt, and you beat A&M.
Oklahoma was materialist, no? Or was that his first game?
No,
that
that
was his
was
first
material.
game half injured.
That was basically materialist.
They've been materialist the last half of this season, basically. It's just
not
been
against
the
Tennessee.
defense.
Material looked like fucking Deion Sanders. So you can blur that out. Deion Sanders against Tennessee.
That's rare. We rarely get that.
I know. Sorry about that, guys. It's funny. You can believe it. I don't care.
Georgia,
I do want to.
The other problem is they did get blown out by Georgia.
Yes, they did.
It's the Texas case is tough. I think just looking at how things stand right now, it's pretty clear they don't want to give Texas a chance to get in. Like, you have Notre Dame, who's not going to play ahead of them. You have Miami, who's not going to play ahead of them. But Sarkisian does have a point with that first game.
Yeah, he does.
That's true. Why would you schedule Ohio State? And I do think we're having a very different conversation right now about Texas if they're 10-2 and played at Stanford. So.
And I was told that early games shouldn't matter all of a sudden. Like, if I'm a Texas fan...
Hasty generalization, logical fallacy.
All of a sudden, Florida State getting bullied by Florida State doesn't matter week one, but losing a tight game to Ohio State on the road matters. Like, that's what's hurting them. If they have a win right there against any other school, Texas is in the college football playoff because they have the head-to-head over Oklahoma, and they're 9-3 and they're ranked above 10-2 Vandy. They're clearly showing that head-to-head mattered.
I was told head-to-head doesn't matter in certain cases. Only in certain cases.
That's what I'm saying. This is crazy.
I do think that's insane. Go ahead, Dylan.
I forget what I was going to say.
I saw something I wanted to bring up. Somebody said all these rankings make sense if you realize the committee picks the teams they want in and then work backwards to justify that instead of the other way around. I kind of love that. It's like, we want Alabama in. Let's put them above Notre Dame after barely beating Auburn so that way we can justify them in.
Whoa, Connor, let's settle down here. What are we doing here?
I know, I hate to do that, but it's true. How do you move up the spot,
like
barely beating Auburn? Okay.
It sounds like you actually were looking to do that at the beginning of the show. Let me get this Alabama jab in.
I'm wearing my crimson.
There we go.
Barely beating 12th-ranked preseason South Carolina.
And some of the explanations from whoever the chair of the committee is that I've seen come on TV, I mean, he's just talking in circles. It makes no sense.
They're just contradicting themselves left and right.
I would agree. Didn't it happen? It happened last year, too. You know what we should do? Expand to 32 teams.
Yes.
And then it's solved.
It's going to be 16 in like a year, right?
It's already kind of a shame. Like, we're going to preview these conference championship games. Like, Big Ten Conference Championship doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's all pride.
Honestly.
Because it's just Cignetti wants to say he's won the Big Ten. It's both coaches just saying they want to check off the box of I've won a Big Ten championship. That's it.
Has Ryan Day won one?
Hey, who's going to send him directions? He might get lost. He hasn't been there since what, 19?
Pre-COVID. It's medieval times.
It's a completely different era of college football. Before
horse
NIL, before
horse and buggy on the cobblestone path, Dylan.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, it's great.
Also, Michigan top 20. That's generous.
So it is generous. I will say that. I think I am kind of as a Michigan fan, I'm a little biased. Like I am much tougher on this team than what I should be, because I view this year as a semi-disaster. Maybe it's because of the expectations I had, but then I see us ranked 18th or whatever it was, and I'm like, okay, maybe I'm the crazy one, or am I not? I don't know.
They should not be in the top 20.
I don't think they should be in the top 20. Yeah, I think you're right on that quarter.
They have their best win is
Nebraska,
Well,
Washington.
they did play the powerhouse USC pretty close, who is apparently is everyone's best win.
Well, 3 time zones. So
Well, did lose by 18.
that's about what the time zone change is worth. The traveling.
18 points.
A touchdown an hour.
Yeah, there we go. That's a good. Yeah, Connor. A touchdown an hour.
Good to know. So BYU beat Cincinnati by
100.
20 then.
Well, you play them during the day, right?
No, would have beat them by like 35 then. No, played them at night.
Oh, well, Cincinnati's not the same as USC.
Oh, yeah, I mean, they might as well be, if we're being honest. Cincinnati,
That's
USC, neutral field. Who's favored?
Cincinnati on the road in the Big 12. That's a quality win.
It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter.
No, you're screwed. Also, real quick, just to touch on Duke, absolutely screwed. We need a miracle from Troy if we want to get in.
Begging for Troy.
Gotta
Begging
have
for
Troy. When they put Tulane and North Texas, when they put North Texas at 24, I was like, yeah, we're in some deep trouble here.
So what is it? Winner of North Texas, Tulane, and then James Madison or Duke?
If Duke wins,
if Duke wins, then it'll be you think James Madison? Oh man,
they're not gonna. Well, wait a second. If Duke beats Virginia, would that jump them enough to jump JMU if they win? Because that's going to be a better win than JMU beating Troy as 3 touchdown favorites.
we like to joke.
Think of
I
that.
don't think they leave Duke out if they win. I think
Really?
Duke squeaks in. Yeah, they might be the 12th seed, but like
No, they're out.
I
don't know, Carter.
I don't know. Do you really think I know we've talked about it the last few weeks, but do you really think they would do that?
I think them giving James Madison the 25th ranking kind of proved that, because Tulane and North Texas automatically, and that's a playoff game right now.
Yep.
And then James Madison. I mean, you can't put an 11-1 like 7-5 Duke. I mean, come on. And this Duke team, man, like, just talk about doing the bare minimum, getting by. Like, they're the kid in class that is just doing the bare minimum cheating just to get the grade they need.
Yeah. How much is it's like that game against UConn that Duke lost? It's like, oh, how much is this quiz weighted? Only 5%. Well, I'm not showing up to class that day. Hey, I'll show up for the 30% midterm and get a C- and squeak by. That's what's happening right now.
What? So, Carter, there's no chance that the committee, you think Duke beats Virginia, they value that win more than James Madison beating Troy and Duke jumps them?
I think Duke would have to absolutely smack Virginia. Like,
Okay.
I'm talking
All
a
right.
40-point blowout. Like, if Duke comes out and they smack them by 40, maybe that shows something. But there's one element we haven't been thinking about is, what does Jim Phillips want, the commissioner of the ACC? Clearly he wants Virginia in, right?
Some sort of ACC
Duke,
representation. Or, hey, just slot Miami in there and then leave out the ACC chant. There you go.
Oh, thank you, Nicole Auerbach. I didn't know she was joining the podcast today. But
Taylor Tannenbaum.
Okay. We got to get this girl off of the ESPN playoff show. The girl that does the whiteboard and tries to be Steve Kornacki from NBC with all the playoff scenarios, we got to get her off. I can't.
Okay, I haven't watched. Who is it? Is it
I have
Heather
no idea what
Dinich?
you're talking about.
Just a complete guess. I don't know.
No clue. I can look it up and share, but we got to get her off. I see her on my TikTok too, talking about playoff scenarios. I cannot stand her.
I'm looking it up
I'll
too.
get
I gotta
stats.
know.
Okay, gotcha.
But anyhow, real quick, if you're Jim Phillips, you need Virginia to win this game, because you don't even want to deal with the thought of Duke winning and then ACC team might be getting left out and everything. You want Virginia to win. Like, also in the Big 12, if you're Brett Yormark, you probably want to favor, call the refs and say, hey, favor this game call a few more holding calls on this Texas Tech thing, because Texas Tech is in. You want 2 Big 12 teams in there. We saw it last year with SMU Clemson.
Yeah. Did you find it, Dylan? I couldn't see it.
I stopped looking once you. I got you.
I gave up. I haven't seen it.
Hey, well, I got you guys. Don't worry. We'll just do this. Hey, ESPN whiteboard lady, we're good. We're good.
We're good. We got Josh Pate.
Yes, it's this Heather chick.
Heather Dinich.
Yeah, don't like her. Not a fan.
She's not bad. I've never seen her whiteboard work, but she wasn't bad on Get Up a couple years ago.
I'm sorry. It's not a whiteboard. It's like a TV. I misspoke. It's a TV
A
they roll out.
board, some would say.
I would say more smartboard-esque than whiteboard, but it's also like it's a TV that she can draw on and it highlights. It's like what they do during elections when they're zooming in on the states and then they're looking at the counties. She's got a board with the college football rankings. I can't stand her. Sorry, Heather.
We don't need to, Dylan, we don't need to have this song and dance again. I did just want to make one point on the Miami Notre Dame thing. 9-3 Texas is ranked above 10-2 Vanderbilt head-to-head. SEC head-to-head triangle, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, Alabama, all of that's right in order, how it has been the whole time. Miami, still behind Notre Dame, just saying. And Karter, I am subscribing to the fact that perhaps BYU should be above Notre Dame as well. I am done with the Notre Dame stuff.
What has Notre Dame done? All of a sudden we're gonna say quality losses are a good thing. This is what
They
we're
beat
doing.
Syracuse. They beat a lacrosse player as a quarterback.
Beat
No,
USC.
dude, they beat Pitt when the head coach of Pitt came out before the game and said, "We don't care about this game. This game is utterly meaningless to us." Oh, they beat it by 22. You know who else has beaten Pitt by 22? Miami.
Miami beat them by 31, Dylan.
That's what, like,
Ben-
what are we
benefit of
doing here?
hindsight on the Pitt Notre Dame thing, by the way.
What do you mean?
By Pat Narduzzi saying that, he loses, he gets the benefit of, oh, they didn't care about it. He wins, like, oh, they won, they didn't even care about it. So, yeah, of course, when Pitt loses, that's going to ding against
But
Notre Dame. Oh, he didn't
you
care
would-
about the game. And then
but
guess
you
what?
would
If he
agree-
would have won, he said, oh, how bad is Notre Dame? They didn't even care about the game, and they lost.
But
So,
you would agree they didn't care.
I don't
Clearly,
know,
like
I'm not in the locker room. You think
clearly,
all
dude,
coaches tell the truth all the time?
clearly,
Lane
Manny
Kiffin
Diaz,
clearly did.
clearly, Manny Diaz and this Duke team didn't care about UConn. It's the same thing.
So what happens in the Duke locker room is the exact same as what happens in the Pitt locker room.
I'm
If
just
that's
telling
the
you,
case, then we're all
that's
paying.
human
We're
nature.
paying for the sins of Penn State.
I think we should move on from that point.
I'm just saying. I know that's the point you're making. If it happens in one locker room, it happens in every locker room across college football.
Oh no, that's Dylan, you're being ridiculous. Yeah,
You
BYU's
are.
gonna
You're
get
saying what
boned.
Manny
I know-
Diaz says and what Pat Narduzzi says. They mean the same thing. Then they automatically should both be taken seriously. Like no,
I'll tell you
no.
exactly what's going to happen. Georgia's going to come out and win by 10 this weekend. BYU loses a competitive game to Texas Tech, and then we're going to see a 3-loss Bama and a 2-loss Notre Dame get in, and BYU is left out. Because the way the committee is setting this up right now, they're just telling BYU, win and you're in, and also the committee's saying, look, BYU, we need you to lose this game because then this creates a whole nother headache for us.
Can't ding people for losing conference championships, and you're going to see that when, maybe a 3-loss Bama gets in. But surely Notre Dame is in their conference championship with a chance to play their way in, right? Surely. No?
Connor, I have news for you.
Wait, what?
They don't play in a conference.
But they played 2-9 Arkansas, 1-10 Boston College, 3-8 Syracuse, and 1-1,000,000 Stanford. I thought that meant they were in some sort of conference.
No. But
No.
dude. But you don't. But like they beat that same Syracuse team that Fran Brown had run sprints after a win. Like
You mean where the
that is
quarterback's going to be
unheard of
playing
beating that
freaking right
Syracuse team.
midfield in the lax in a month?
They're
God.
just sitting there
Connor,
cradling down
He's
the
long
field.
pole.
I do need this on record because you brought this up and it was very clearly a jab at me.
Oh, no.
I also don't think Oklahoma should be ahead of Alabama.
Okay.
So if
Okay.
I am at least accurate and honest because Alabama outplayed Oklahoma in that game. And I think Alabama's better. So there you go.
But they're saying head-to-head. That the reason for that has to be head-to-head, so why doesn't that apply for the rest of the field? That is inconsistent, and that is what it boils down to, is the inconsistency across ranking certain teams. They don't go by the same guidelines.
And you know what they're also saying too is one that Oklahoma won the game, so I don't care. At the end of the day, the win has to matter more than how you played on the field. Yes, it has to.
It has to.
It
any
just
case-
has to. Then let's just whatever.
Okay,
Let's-
yeah, I'll go. I'll go ahead and mute myself. You guys go at it.
No, but what I was going to say was Oklahoma. This is kind of a point for you, Dylan. Oklahoma. Another reason they're ranked ahead of Bama is because that Michigan win looks so good. A double-digit win against
Stop.
the 19th overall
You
team. I'm not kidding. That's actually adding to their resume like crazy.
Nothing. So we talk about the head-to-head and the inconsistencies. No cadence to the fact that Oklahoma and Alabama played in Week 12 and Miami Notre Dame played in Week 2.
Shouldn't matter when it's head-to-head.
Gotcha.
There's 12,
Okay.
there's 12
Gotcha.
games in a season. We're not playing for
But
10
that
months
could-
out of the year.
But you're talking about inconsistency. That could be a reason why they did that. Whether you think it's right or not, that could be why they did that.
Could be.
It could be. Okay.
So maybe
I'm
they
gonna
are
give you
being
that point.
consistent. We don't know.
Also, it's so funny you see the 34-31 for that Texas Vandy game. That game was over.
Yeah, that's
Can
what
we
it was.
talk about this Diego Pavia guy? Where the heck did he come from?
Then you hear he's coming back for his 10th year next year. He's going to get his 10 years of service trophy to put on his desk.
What a stud. This guy can throw the ball. He can run the ball. He's goofy looking, but man, he can play.
He's probably the best player in college football right now. I think he deserves the Heisman. Am I wrong?
I didn't know they gave an award for that, but I would say yes, he most definitely is the best. What, most all-purpose yards, most touchdowns, and then what, you got Julian Sayin throw into 4 first-round picks, so yeah, he looks pretty good. And then Mendoza, have they played anybody this year?
I also, I kind of think they're going to give it to Pavia.
He's like 2-1 now.
Yeah, and because you know why I think they're going to give it to Pavia? I think that's going to be Vandy's consolation prize for missing the college football playoff.
We are desperately need a 10-3 Indiana win in the Big Ten championship.
Pavia is now tied for the favorite at plus 165.
Thank you.
Hey, Diego Pavia.
Into our recording.
Hey, Diego Pavia, we're going to deny your 8th year of eligibility lawsuit, but here's the Heisman. Happy trails.
Fair trade-off, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Be selling autographs at the Ryman.
Selling used RAV4s at the local Nashville Toyota dealership.
All right, before we dive into game previews, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Let's do it. Let's start off Saturday, noon kickoff, ABC, Jerry's World, BYU, Texas Tech. Texas Tech, 12.5-point favorite in this one, over under 49.5. Opens at 13.5. Kalani Sitake stays, moves down to 12.5. Maybe that's just worth a point right there. Who knows? Very interesting. You guys have been all over, hey, anti-BYU, this BYU team stinks.
Not true.
Still a lot of points.
Does they lost a couple days of practice dealing with this Sitake stuff. That news has got to weigh heavy on a team like that. Featuring balance like that.
Should have seen the practice video. They were
I
still
saw it.
practicing.
I watched it. Don't worry. I've got enough BYU people peddling propaganda on my timeline to see that practice video. I've seen it all. Don't worry. Yeah, good talk. No, it's cool, guys. Forget it. we could just copy and paste our preview from Texas Tech BYU a few weeks ago because I'm going to say the same thing.
Okay, well,
No. In all seriousness, Karter, from a BYU perspective, why is this different than a few weeks ago? Because the spread's the same. So why is this going to be different?
The two reasons it's different is neutral field. It's still going to be more Texas Tech fans. I would say 60-40 Tech fans.
Okay.
You would. This is what you're hanging your hat on. Spoiler alert: I'm picking Texas Tech to win this game. So
okay.
I want that out there. But if you're a BYU fan, what you're hanging your hat on is neutral field. L.J. Martin actually being healthy for this game because he came back too soon against Texas Tech. He was clearly injured. And then you'd also look at. Look, I know what everyone's saying, like that game should have been worse. It should have been 45-7 and everything like that. But you know why it wasn't? Was because that BYU defense actually had success against short fields against Texas Tech. Those would be the things you hang your hat on. I don't think it's necessarily going to matter because you know what this game's going to come down to is can BYU get it done on third down? And I just don't think they can do it on third down. We saw it in the Texas Tech game last time. I don't know how this coaching staff's going to have to trust Bear Bachmeier to get it done on third down. They went 3 of 14 last time they played. Now, is it going to be the same thing on the road, neutral site? Like, this Texas Tech defense is insane. That's where the game's going to be won right there. Texas Tech was 7-18, and even then, it's honestly kind of a good job by that BYU defense. It felt lucky almost for them to be 7 of 18, for Texas Tech to be 7 of 18 in that game. I just don't think BYU is going to be able to get it done on third and long. If they have to avoid third and long situations in this game and get a few turnovers. I don't think that's sustainable to win this game.
I don't. Oh, brother. You're making me say something nice about BYU. It is very difficult in college football. It gives me, and funny enough, ironically enough, gives me flashbacks to Alabama, Georgia 2021 when they faced off in the SEC championship, and then they faced off in the playoff, and I can't remember who won which game, but it was vice versa. They switched. It's very difficult to beat the same team twice in 1 year. I believe that in the NFL. I believe that in college football. Do I think BYU pulls it off? Probably not. But I do think 12.5 is too many points for this matchup. I think you look at BYU, what they score? 7 points the last time they played. I mean, we were joking that they were not going to score late into the game. I think BYU keeps this one closer than what people think. Texas Tech wins. It's very tough to beat a team twice, though. If I'm a BYU fan, I don't know. I wouldn't be all down in the dumps. I think it's.
I know I sound like I am, but I'm not. Like, I think BYU can win this game. It's just a matter of I'm not picking them to win.
Fake fan.
I actually think this game's going to be closer than it was last time. Now, I do think if you're BYU, you're a little worried that Texas Tech squandered all those red zone opportunities last game. Like, is that going to happen again? Are they going to, go 0 for a bajillion in the red zone and kick a bunch of field goals? Maybe not. I do think BYU's offense might have a little more success in this spot. I think it's closer than 12.5. I agree with you guys, but I'm still going to pick Texas Tech. I think, unfortunately, it's going to come down to BYU losing by 10 or less and then getting left out of the football playoff. Which sucks, but that's the most likely outcome, I think.
Yeah, I'll tell you my score prediction right now. It's going to be 28-21. Football score right there. Very simple. BYU's going to lose by 1 score in a competitive game, and then they're going to say, and then Bama will lose by like 10-plus to Georgia, and it's not going to matter because they're definitely not going to punish an SEC title game, and they're definitely not going to punish Notre Dame for not playing in one, and there will be some justification to make sure BYU doesn't get in over to Notre Dame.
We're in for a fun Tuesday. This is going to be a fun Tuesday.
Is it Tuesday? I thought isn't it Sunday?
Oh, you're probably right.
I think it's on Sunday. You guys block out your schedules.
We'll have to go live. Oh no,
I will be gone. I'll be at Browns Titans.
No, I'm busy.
Yeah, I'll be at Browns Titans Sunday.
I'll get stats department on this one, but yeah, I got BYU losing 28-21. I hope I'm wrong. This is the biggest game in program history for BYU. Yeah, they have a national title back in the 80s, but let's be honest, national titles before the BCS era are a little finicky. BYU's best win was against a 6-6 Michigan team that year. Like, come on, man. Like,
UCF has one, right?
This would be the biggest win in program history. This would be the biggest accomplishment in program history, even more than the '84 national title. So, isn't it crazy? I was texting some BYU people about that the other day. Like, the fact that just a few sports writers determined the national title back then. Like, that. Imagine just Josh Pate, Brent McMurphy, and Pete Thamel. They get to determine who's the national title.
Nightmare blunt rotation. By the way, absolute nightmare. Yeah, that'd be hilarious. You know the type of flack you would get for that, determining the national championship like that. You'd have to go into witness protection at that point. You'd have to mail in your ballots from like an unknown tower somewhere in the Middle East.
Yeah, they would genuinely have to hide their identity and wear disguises going out in public.
Yeah, it's everybody say goodbye to Josh Pate. He's on the committee this year. We'll never see him again. He's going into witness protection.
Josh Pate would have hair.
Yeah, no wig.
Anyway, all right, let's move on. Texas Tech, BYU. Let's go SEC title game. Georgia, Alabama. Number 3 Georgia, number 9 Alabama. Georgia is a 2.5-point favorite. Over under 47.5. Georgia playing back-to-back games at Mercedes-Benz. Games in Atlanta. Dylan, can Alabama do it again? You say it's hard to beat a team twice. Can Alabama do it against Georgia this weekend?
Alabama plus 2.5. Yeah, oh, brother. It is tough to beat the same team twice in a year. I do truly believe that. I think the problem here is I think Alabama is that much better than Georgia. I think Alabama is suited to exploit Georgia's weaknesses on defense. Alabama, especially early in the year, struggled to run the ball. They were moving the ball a little bit on the ground against Auburn. I was impressed to see that. I was glad to see that as an Alabama backer. But this Georgia defense ranks 83rd in EPA per pass attempt allowed, and Alabama's 17th in passing offense. So I think they're well positioned to exploit that weakness on Georgia's defense. I'm not going to take anything in this game standalone. I have Alabama to win the SEC future that I'm holding on to. I do think Alabama wins this game, and I think this completely changes the narrative that we have about Kalen DeBoer. Not we, but the national media has about Kalen DeBoer. I think this is a revolutionary. That sounds a little bit too exaggerated, but this is a big win for DeBoer.
So, do you find it a little interesting that Lane Kiffin, Penn State, Lincoln Riley, and everybody was waiting for that Iron Bowl game to happen last Saturday? Because feels like there would have been a rash decision made if Auburn comes out and wins that game. It seems like DeBoer might have been gone.
I think a lot of Alabama fans would have called for that. I don't know.
I think DeBoer might have wanted to leave Tuscaloosa if he lost that game.
And go where?
USC?
Go where?
Penn State?
BYU?
Not BYU. Too big of a job for him.
Step down from Bama.
Step down, man. You don't know what it's like, man. We got money now.
I'll tell you guys what. Coming into the last week, I felt totally different about these teams. Neither one of Georgia or Alabama inspired much confidence in me this past weekend. I mean, this Georgia offense put up 16 on a Georgia Tech defense that just gave up 42 to Pitt 6 days prior. 16 points.
NC State.
Yeah, and this is a Georgia Tech defense that really kind of fell off the tracks as the year went on, and Georgia couldn't score, couldn't move the ball. Gunnar Stockton didn't really do much for me, and don't put me on another voiceover clip and talking crap about Gunnar Stockton again.
No. Hey, I'll take care of this one. Gunnar Stockton was absolutely pathetic in that Georgia Tech game. Against a weak Georgia Tech defense, you go 11 of 21, 70 yards and a touchdown.
Yep.
Please.
Yeah, and that's why, I think you guys are right. It is tough to beat a team twice, but if that's the Georgia offense we're going to get, I'm going to trust Ty Simpson and Alabama a lot more in a spot like this. If we're going to get that Georgia offense we just saw last week against Georgia Tech, I don't want to do it because I truly think it is tough to beat a team like that twice. I think I'm going to pick Bama here just for the sole fact of what I saw against Georgia Tech last week.
Couple things.
I don't feel great about it.
Kirby Smart sees that cursive A and just freaks out. You talk about Ryan Day seeing the block M or whatever. It's Kirby Smart seeing that Alabama logo right now because he cannot beat Kalen DeBoer for some reason. This is just weird, man, because Alabama can't run the ball. The run game's awful. It's terrible. Ty Simpson is the better quarterback in this matchup. But I don't know, man. I don't feel good about either of these teams going into the postseason right now. Both of them haven't been great to close the season, to be honest. I think they're both kind of on a downward trend a little bit. I know Georgia's won some ball games, but they really had to play a bunch of tough opponents. It was Texas, and then outside of that, you got the Ole Miss game, but they honestly should have lost to Ole Miss if we're being honest. This is why we've been out on this Georgia team.
So
Since
Alabama.
the preseason, Carter. Since the preseason.
It's tough to beat a team twice.
It's tough to beat a team twice.
That is the sole factor. I want to pick Georgia, but I'm not going to do it after Gunnar Stockton just threw for 70 yards against Georgia Tech.
I'm going to take a page out of the Connor Sparrow book.
What's that?
Bill Belichick. No, just kidding. I will be taking a page out of the Connor Sparrow book. I've been wrong on this Georgia team too many times. I'm picking Georgia. Gunnar Stockton, you are unbelievable. You are such a good quarterback. You're going to get it done with your legs and your arm in this game. They're going to mollywop Alabama. Gunnar Stockton and Georgia get it done. Kirby Smart wins the SEC title, gets a bye in the college football playoff, gets the number 2 seed. Also, if Alabama wins this game, though, I think you probably got to move Bama to the top 4 of the college football playoff.
Yeah, 100%. You do.
Probably so.
But
you have to wonder with this.
If they lose, it's going to be hilarious because people are going to be like, "Oh, 3-loss Alabama," and we're going to get into the whole argument of you can't ding somebody for losing the conference title, and it's going to be 11-2 BYU versus 10-3 Alabama, and it's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
You have to wonder how good this Georgia team would be if they had a quarterback like Carson Beck or something, right? If they went out in the transfer portal and got a guy like that.
They'd probably lose to Louisville and SMU.
That's a fair point. Beat Notre Dame, though.
You'd beat Notre Dame. You'd beat South Florida on the CW, but once you got to play Louisville on a Friday night, good luck on that one. Anything else?
I'm
from
excited.
This game?
This will be a good game. I think this will be a good game.
On the record, Alabama wins.
Georgia.
I'm going
wins.
to take Bama. I'm taking Bama.
Give me Gunnar Stockton. Indiana, Ohio State. Ohio State -4, over under 47.5. The game's at Lucas Oil Stadium, Indianapolis. Ryan Day, I think he's going to be able to find directions to Indianapolis, Dylan. I got bad news for you.
You think so? How
Yep,
can you be so sure? Has he been there recently?
He texted me, and I gave him directions.
You helped him. You
He
indirectly
asked-
just helped Les
Well,
Wexner.
if someone
nice.
say if you're in a city and someone asks you for directions somewhere, are you going to tell them no?
Probably not. No.
Exactly.
Probably-
That's what I thought.
But I'm bad with directions, though. So I'm like, I don't know. It's that way. I just point somewhere. Go down a couple blocks, take a look.
Follow the North Star. That's what I
Yeah, there you
always say.
go. Merry
I'm not going to
Christmas.
lie. It took me to moving out to Utah to figure out directions too. So, no. My whole
What's
life I
different
didn't,
about directions in Utah versus Carolina?
because you can see everything with the mountains. Everything's open. Mountains are on the east, so then you can figure out everything from there, and everything's on a grid system. So,
What?
Yeah.
What is a grid system?
where you can say you're on 6th Street, and then you know exactly where to go. From
Oh, the street. Okay,
Yeah.
I gotcha. You have actual blocks. There are actual
Yes.
blocks. Okay.
there. Yeah. But anyhow,
Gotcha.
Indiana, Ohio State -4. Connor, what do you think here?
Ohio State by 10.
Oh,
I'll keep it short and simple.
I think that's a little biased. I think
No.
you have a little bit of that Indiana from last year in your brain.
No, I don't.
I'm fighting that right now. I thought Ohio State was going to blow them out, and then I'm like, wait a second. I'm just saying this because of what Indiana was last year.
I think Ohio State is a better team. I think the talent level is above that of what we've seen from Indiana this year. I think Mendoza's great. I truly do, but I'm going to pick Ohio State here, just solely because I think this is the year Ryan Day kind of gets those monkeys off his back of, beat Michigan, we're going to win the Big Ten title, and then maybe they choke in the playoffs.
I know. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's exactly how this works. Dylan's getting a win at some point. Ryan Day's not sweeping this and looking like one of the greatest teams in college football history. Like they're going to choke in the playoffs eventually. Dylan's going to get the last laugh, I think. But I'm also picking Ohio State in this game.
Oof.
The issue I have. Look at the better defenses Fernando Mendoza's played against. He throws a critical interception or multiple against all of these tougher defenses. He's going to do that against Ohio State in this game. Now, I think there's another interesting factor in this game, too. Both these quarterbacks, this is their tryout for the Heisman as well. Now, a bit of a tougher tryout for Mendoza. You're going to have to play against Ohio State's defense, which is much better than Indiana's defense. Indiana's still good defense. But the Sayan has been much more consistent. Completion percentage, yeah, he had the bad pick against Michigan and everything. Mendoza has had back-breaking picks. Yes, he's recovered from them, but I don't think he's going to be able to do it against an Ohio State team. That's what's going to be that's going to be the breaking point in this game. Is Mendoza throws a bad pick to end this one.
So, Connor, just so you know, usually on Sundays or Mondays we record a recap show where we record everything that happened the last week. And Carter, you said something. I think I posed the question. Coming off the Ohio State-Michigan game, are we still sure that this Ohio State defense is as good as what everybody says, based on the competition and the offensives they have played? And you said, we can't say that. And now we're saying that this defense is going to give Mendoza troubles because they're so good.
I can say that this Ohio State defense is as good as Penn State,
Iowa.
Oregon. We can say they're on that level.
Well, Oregon was a nice little three time zone travel, and they won 30-20. So that makes me feel better about Indiana.
Okay, what
They
about Penn
arguably could
State?
have lost that Iowa game. I think what Carter's getting at, and what I agree with, is if you're Mendoza and you throw one of those back-breaking picks, you might not get a chance to rectify that later in the game. Like, you make a couple mistakes against this Ohio State team, it might be over.
I would not agree with that. That's what I will say. I would not agree with that. I think Indiana, he can afford to make one or two of these mistakes. I think we're taking it for granted. Like, we're just assuming that Ohio State's going to score on every single drive against Indiana. And no, Indiana's going to have opportunities to make up if there's mistakes. And I think Julian Sayin makes a couple mistakes of his own. They can't run. They're 72nd in rush EPA. They can't run the ball. Regardless of what just happened against Michigan, you want to look at one game and say, oh, all of a sudden this team can run the ball. I think this Indiana team is much more well-balanced. They run the ball better. I think the passing game is comparable. Indiana's defense, good. Not great, good. I think that Indiana is well-matched here.
You know what's interesting? We talk about all these top teams in the college football playoff. Like, How many of these teams do you feel great about their run game?
Not a ton.
Missouri.
I love them.
Well, we're not talking about the NIT or CBI tournaments.
The Crown. They're in the Crown.
Missouri, Notre Dame.
That's a good point. That's a good point, Carter. Yeah, not a ton. BYU, clearly a playoff team. Not a great run game. Miami, clearly a playoff team. Not an amazing
run
run game.
game's elite.
Hit
One
or
bad
miss.
game against Texas Tech. Other than that, one of the top run teams in the country. Bear Bachmeier. I don't want to hear that kind of slander. But anyhow, give me Ohio State. Ohio State wins 27-20.
Yeah, I'm taking Ohio State here too. I got them. I'll say 24-14, Ohio State, and just 1 point on Indiana. They played Dante Moore in middle of October. Other than that, best quarterback they played, Luke Altmaier, maybe. If Julian Satan's truly a Heisman, if Julian Satan's truly a Heisman, I think we find out this week.
Grunkmeyer.
I think this is Kurt Signetti revenge game. You had Will Howard going low, stomping on the cigarette on the sideline last year. I think that this game is more evenly matched.
In this game. Yeah. What? Huh?
What?
Huh? Nothing.
What?
You were talking
Indiana-
about Connor and I had bias from Ohio State, and then it's fine.
I don't know if I said that, but Indiana. I think they win. I think they win big. I think Signetti runs it up if he can, and I think he will be able to. I think Indiana 35, Ohio State 10.
Dylan, you got to pop out here in a second. 2 minutes, whatever you want to talk about.
Have we done all the big games? I mean, ACC championship. I think Duke wins. Already bet Duke. UNLV still alive. I think Boise State stomps them. I want North Texas in the playoffs. They are by far the most fun option. I said this on the recap show. Mestamaker, if he played for a Power 4 team, would be the Heisman. Parlay pick?
Parlay pick, go.
Oh, my Lord.
Miami.
Connor, we'll still talk about some games after Dylan leaves, but Dylan's got to go.
Okay.
Miami, Western Michigan, under 44.5.
All right.
MAC championship under at
Ford
Ford
parlay
Field.
pick.
That's a parlay pick.
Connor, go give your parlay pick while Dylan's here.
I'm going to go Georgia, Alabama over 47.5.
Don't
Let's
hate
just
it.
do it. Let's just do it.
Let's
just
get crazy. Duke, Virginia over 57.5.
That seems
That's
low. That's
A lot of points. A lot of points.
A lot of points. All right, we'll take a quick break so Dylan can leave, and we'll be right back. All right, Connor, let's dive into the ACC title game. There's a reason Dylan left right before the ACC title game, real quick.
Yeah.
Duke, Virginia 3.5, over under 57.5. We're not going to deep dive into this game or anything. As someone who has a Duke to win the ACC ticket, 22-1, Virginia's winning this game.
I think so, too. And I've talked about this Duke team week after week against my will as they've continued to put themselves in the conversation here. I think we know what this Duke team is. I don't think they're a very good football team. I think coming into the year, the expectations were high. They have shown us week after week they like to shoot themselves in the foot. And I like Virginia here, too. I think Virginia wins 11-2. ACC gets in the playoff, and we put all this 2G5 team stuff to bed.
I think you're going to see some sketchy calls by the officials in this game because they are going to make sure Virginia gets into the playoff at this point. And Jim Phillips is sitting there thinking, if I can get Virginia in, maybe Miami sneaks in as well and I get 2 ACC teams. Jim Phillips kind of addicted to getting 2 ACC teams in the last year after we saw SMU and Clemson. He's like, look, Clemson, I'm going to give you the win, but you got to play close against SMU. He's like Vince McMahon going into a WWE match and giving them the script. He's like, Dabo, you're going to win this game. Just calm down. You're going to be fine. You're going to get in, but you got to let them play close.
It's like the music drops. It's like, oh my God, that's Virginia getting into the college football playoff, and then all the lights go off.
That's what all these college commissioners are at this point. They're just all mini Vince McMahons in their own conference title games. Meanwhile, the Big 12's like, all right. Joey McGuire, it's like, you got to let BYU win this one, actually. Like,
You just got paid. Come on, do us a solid.
we'll get you a home playoff game. You'll be like the 8 seed right there. Well, actually, if Texas Tech loses, they're not getting a home playoff game.
No, I don't think so.
Even though they're 4 right now, they'd have to drop all the way to 9. You're going to see the craziest justifications in the rankings as well. Also,
yeah.
if BYU does win that game, I can guarantee you what we're going to see here. Just like the NCAA tournament committee, the college football playoff committee wants entertainment and all that. we're going to see BYU as the 5 seed and then Tulane as the 12 and Jake Retzlaff versus BYU in Provo. They're making sure that happens.
I would love that. I think that's appointment television.
Oh, gosh. That would scare the crap out of me. It is also going to piss me off if Jake Retzlaff makes it to the college football playoff and BYU sitting at home at 11-2 in the Big 12.
That's doomsday scenario.
We're not going to dive too much into the G5 games. I know Dylan probably wanted to. I'm boycotting the MAC title game, by the way. So
Why?
Toledo got boned on quote-unquote deep analytics. So Miami of Ohio lost to Ohio and Toledo straight up, but deep analytics put them in over Toledo and Ohio.
That I would also boycott that in that case.
Boycotting
I think that's wrong. Yeah.
As a Toledo backer, as a Toledo fan. Yeah, Anthony Calandri against Boise State. You got Tulane. You don't think there's any world. Even if Troy beats JMU, like UNLV might even get in over Duke.
11-2 conference winner. Yeah, I don't think it's out. I don't think it's out. I don't know. Would they really do that?
There's no way. There's just no, like, as I want Duke to get in. I do think this Duke team is much better than their record says they are. But you can't. But guess what? Your record still says something. You're 7-5.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think you're right. It would be hilarious though. That would be so funny.
Should we just talk NBA? Like, now that Dylan's gone, we just sit there and like talk about how disappointing the Hornets are, or Zion's career going to crap. Well, now that Dylan's out of here,
we can. I don't need much prep on that. That's off the dome.
Is there anything in college football you want to touch on before we move on?
No, I think we about covered everything. Very excited for the results this weekend, and then how we talk ourselves into a pretzel in the playoff rankings the following day. I think that's going to be awesome. I think we're in for all-time debate on certain teams, and I can't wait for it. I think it's going to get really nasty.
I got to figure out when is the college football playoff show? I think it's Sunday, right?
I will be in Cleveland, Ohio, watching a barn burner of a Browns-Titans game. I know you're jealous.
If it's on Sunday, I'm letting everyone know I will go solo live, and you will see tears out of my eyes. Let's see here. The college football playoff show. Oh, my gosh. This thing just started blaring. Selection Day, noon Eastern, Sunday, December 7th.
I'll be prepping to watch Shadur, so that's going to be a Carter solo. I know. Shadur versus Cam Ward. I'm pumped. Should I wear my Bryce Young jersey?
Shadur, Cam Ward. Dylan was trying to go to the game.
Oh, in Cleveland? Yeah, he should come. Yeah.
A fake fan if he doesn't. But yeah, breaking news: I will be live noon Eastern on Sunday for this, and we will be going live until 1 o'clock until the NFL games start. Seeing this, we'll get a live reaction. I'm
mopping up the tears with the fellow Cougs.
Oh my gosh, dude! Oh my gosh!
I'm rooting for you.
Regardless of the result,
I'm rooting for you, Carter.
I will be going live. What were you gonna say?
I'm rooting for you. Anything to keep Notre Dame out.
I need it so bad. I'm gonna be in shambles if not. If we do get left out, it's on to basketball. But anyway.
There you go.